In this session, we'll see how to set the default value for arguments in a JavaScript function. Now, in the previous session, we saw if a function has two arguments, but we can still call that function by just providing one argument. So it means the JavaScript is very much flexible in terms of calling a function with less number of arguments or more number of arguments, right? But then let's say, taking the similar example from the last session, let's say we have a function like this and we are just providing the value of the first argument. So in a way, we are saying that this second argument is optional. Even if a user does not provide the value for that argument, it should work. But what if we have to provide some default value? Like if we call this function just with one argument, which we already saw in the previous session, but let's quickly do that again. So when we call a function with just one argument, so it's taking the value for first one and it's treating the second argument as undefined. But what if we want to set a default value? At the time of calling the function, if we do not provide the value, there should be some default value for that particular argument. So it can be done by simply using equal to sign and providing any value. So in this case, what I'm saying is, if we do not explicitly provide the value for the second argument over here, use 60 as the default value.
Hey there. If you're finding this video helpful, you'll love our full online course on JavaScript with node.js. It goes even more in depth and covers everything you need to know. Check out the link in the description to enroll and take your skills to the next level.
Okay, and now when we rerun this program, we can see that undefined is changed and now the value is 60. So that is a way we can make an argument as optional. So if the value is not provided, it'll be either treated as undefined or we can set some default value. Okay, as simple as that. Just provide the equal to sign, provide the default value, and then that value will be used. But what if user is providing its own value? What if user is providing the value for the second argument? Then whatever value user is providing, that will override the default value. So in this case, when we rerun the program, we will see 10 and 20. So whatever values user is providing, they will stay. If the user is not providing any value for a specific argument, then only in that case, we'll have to use the default value. Now, there is one more interesting thing, and that is, let's say I create a default value for both of the arguments. Let's say if the default value for the first argument is 30. And I want to call this function where I do not want to really provide the value for the first argument, but I just want to provide the value for the second argument. Can we do that? Can we do something like this? If I just provide one value to this function, then will it be treated as the value for the first one or second one? So by default, the first value will be considered for the first argument and the second value will be considered for second argument. But what if I want to use the default value that's provided for the first argument? How to do that? Then in that case, what we can do is we can simply use undefined. We can simply write undefined at the place of first argument, and then whatever value we want to provide for the second argument, we can provide that. And now when we run this program, we can see that the default value for the first argument is getting over here, and then for num2 we are seeing that value is overwritten. Okay, very interesting. So if you want to use the default value for any of the arguments before the last one, all we need to do is just provide the undefined at that place, and then the default value will be used. Okay, as simple as that, providing the default value for the arguments in JavaScript function.
Thanks for watching. If you want to dive deeper into JavaScript with node.js, don't forget to explore our complete online course. Click the link in the description to get started today. Plus, subscribing to our channel ensures you won't miss out on more valuable content in the future. See you in the class.